Get that wheelchair out of my lobby before you scare off real customers. Derek Harrison's voice booms across the Riverside Hotel's marble entrance. Every head turns. Maya Williams, 16, freezes mid-roll toward the reception desk. Her hands grip the wheelchair rims. Derek storms from behind the counter, pointing directly at Maya. His finger jabs the air like a weapon. This is a 5-star establishment, not a charity ward. Sir, I have a dinner reservation, Maya says, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. Derek's laugh is sharp and cruel. Reservation? Look around, kid. Does this look like the kind of place that serves your kind? He gestures at her wheelchair like it's contaminated. Have you ever been publicly humiliated before anyone knew your story? Maya Williams wasn't always in a wheelchair. 4 years ago, she was the fastest runner on Jefferson Middle School's track team. Then came the crash on Highway 95. A drunk driver ran a red light. Maya spent 6 months in the hospital learning to walk again. She never could. But Maya learned something else during those months of pain and physical therapy. She learned that strength isn't measured by what your legs can do. It's measured by what your mind refuses to quit. Harvard's pre-law program agreed. Last week, they sent her an acceptance letter. Tonight's dinner was supposed to celebrate that victory. The Riverside Hotel gleams with crystal chandeliers and gold-trimmed marble. Politicians dine here. CEOs make deals in their private rooms. The restaurant's waiting list stretches 3 months. But Maya has a reservation. Her father insisted on the best for tonight. Derek Harrison has managed this hotel for 15 years. He started as a desk clerk and clawed his way up through pure determination and careful attention to the right kind of clientele. Corporate headquarters love his numbers. Guest satisfaction scores stay high under his watch. Derek believes in maintaining standards. He screens guests carefully. He trains staff to recognize problem customers before they become problems. Street clothes in the lobby get questioned. Loud voices get silenced, and wheelchairs, in Derek's experience, create accessibility complaints and insurance issues. Sarah! Derek snaps at the young desk clerk watching the scene unfold. Call housekeeping. Have them check the elevator buttons for smudges. Sarah Martinez has worked here for 8 months. She's seen Derek's standards before. Last month, he made an elderly black man show ID 3 times before allowing him to the restaurant. The man turned out to be a federal judge. Derek explained it as security protocol. Maya rolls her wheelchair closer to the reception desk. Her movements are controlled, graceful even. The wheels glide silently across the polished marble. She's learned to navigate spaces like this, spaces that weren't built for her. My reservation is under Williams, Maya repeats, pulling out her phone. 7 o'clock dinner for 2. Derek doesn't look at the screen. We don't accommodate wheelchairs in our main dining room. Fire code restrictions. It's a lie. Sarah knows it. The restaurant has accessible seating. She's seated wheelchair users before, but Derek's tone warns her to stay quiet. Maya's jaw tightens slightly. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires, don't lecture me about laws in my own hotel. Derek cuts her off. His voice rises enough for nearby guests to hear. Maybe you should try the McDonald's down the street. More your speed. A businessman in an expensive suit looks up from his phone. A woman with shopping bags from high-end stores pauses mid-conversation. The hotel's afternoon crowd consists of people who expect seamless service and quiet elegance. Maya's presence, Derek believes, disrupts both. Is there a problem here? Asks Mrs. Carter, a regular guest who stays here monthly for business meetings. Derek's smile switches on like a light. No problem at all, Mrs. Carter. Just explaining our reservation policies to this young lady. Maya's phone buzzes. A text message. Running 5 minutes late, sweetie. Order us some appetizers. Love, Dad. She shows Derek the message. My father will be here any moment. He's very particular about punctuality. Derek barely glances at the phone. Sure he is. Let me guess, he's parking the bus? The cruelty in his voice makes Sarah flinch. Mrs. Carter frowns. Other guests begin to notice the tension. Maya's composure remains steady, but her knuckles whiten as she grips her phone. She's faced ignorance before. School hallways, public transportation, shopping malls, but this feels different, more calculated, more personal. Sir, I just want to have dinner with my father. We have a reservation. I can show you the confirmation email. Derek leans forward, lowering his voice to a whisper that still carries. Listen carefully. I don't care what game you're playing. I don't care what sob story got you past security. This is an establishment for distinguished guests, not charity cases. He straightens up, addressing the lobby in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this disruption. Sometimes people get confused about where they belong. Maya's breathing quickens. The weight of every stare presses down on her shoulders. Some faces show sympathy. Others show uncomfortable agreement with Derek's words. A few guests move closer, phones out, recording. Sarah steps forward slightly. Mr. Harrison, maybe I could... Back to work, Sarah. This doesn't concern you. Derek turns back to Maya. I'm going to count to 10. Then I'm calling security. 1, 2. Maya's phone rings. Her father's name appears on the screen. She fumbles to answer, her hands shaking now despite her efforts to stay calm. 3, 4. Maya, honey, I'm pulling up now. Which entrance did you use? Derek hears the voice through the phone speaker. Male, authoritative. It doesn't change his expression. 5, 6. Dad, Maya whispers into the phone. There's a problem. 7, 8. The hotel's front entrance doors are heavy glass, polished to a mirror shine. Through them, Maya can see a black sedan pulling up to the valet stand. Her heart pounds with relief and residual fear. 9. Derek's finger hovers over his radio, ready to call security. His eyes stay fixed on Maya like she's a stain he needs to remove. The valet opens the sedan's door. A man in a dark suit steps out. Even from a distance, his posture suggests authority, confidence, power. Maya sees him and smiles for the first time since entering the hotel. 10. Derek presses the button on his radio. Security to the front desk. We have a situation. The security guards arrive in under 30 seconds. 2 men in dark uniforms, radios crackling with static. Their faces show confusion as they scan the elegant lobby for whatever emergency Derek reported. There. Derek points directly at Maya. Trespassing. She's refusing to leave after being asked multiple times. Officer Rodriguez, the taller guard, looks from Derek to Maya. His eyes register her wheelchair, her school backpack, her obvious youth. Miss, is there a problem here? Maya's voice stays steady despite the humiliation burning in her chest. I have a dinner reservation. Williams' party, 7 o'clock. This man won't honor it. Derek steps forward aggressively. She's lying. We don't take reservations from people like her. Look at her. Does she look like she belongs in a place like this? The lobby has gone silent except for the subtle click of phone cameras. Mrs. Carter shakes her head in disgust. A businessman lowers his phone, clearly uncomfortable. Sarah grips the edge of the reception desk, knuckles white. People like me? Maya asks quietly. The question hangs in the air like smoke. Derek's mask slips completely. Wheelchair people, poor people, people who think they can scam their way into places they don't belong. Officer Rodriguez exchanges a glance with his partner Martinez. Neither man looks comfortable with the situation unfolding before them. Sir? Rodriguez addresses Derek carefully. Maybe we should just verify the reservation. I don't need to verify anything, Derek snaps. This is my hotel. I decide who stays and who goes. She goes. Maya pulls out her phone with trembling fingers. The confirmation is right here. Williams' party, table for 2, 7 p.m. Derek snatches the phone from her hands before she can show the screen. Fake! Probably photoshopped. The casual violence of the gesture sends shockwaves through the watching crowd. Maya's eyes widened in disbelief. Sarah gasps audibly. Give me back my phone, Maya says, her voice rising for the first time. I don't think so. Derek examines the device as evidence of a crime. This is probably stolen anyway. Mrs. Carter steps forward. Excuse me, young man, but you have no right to take her property. Derek whirls on her. With respect, Mrs. Carter, you don't understand what we're dealing with here. These people come in here every day trying to run scams. Free meals, fake reservations. They target high-end establishments. Maya's composure finally cracks. Tears form at the corners of her eyes. I'm not scamming anyone. I just wanted to have dinner with my dad. Sure you did. Derek laughs coldly. Let me guess. Daddy's a doctor, a lawyer, coming in his limousine? The cruelty in his voice makes several guests physically recoil. A teenage girl with her mother starts crying. An elderly man shakes his head in disgust. Officer Martinez checks his radio. Dispatch, can you run a plate check on a vehicle arriving at the Riverside Hotel valet? Through the glass doors, the black sedan still idles at the valet stand. The man in the dark suit appears to be checking his phone, unaware of the scene inside. Derek notices the security guard's radio call. Don't waste your time. Probably an Uber driver waiting for his next fare. Maya tries to roll her wheelchair closer to retrieve her phone. Derek steps back, holding it higher. Please, Maya whispers, just give me my phone. Guards, escort her out. Now. Use the service exit. I don't want her disrupting guests any further. Rodriguez hesitates. Sir, she hasn't actually done anything illegal. Derek's face reddens. Are you questioning my authority in my own establishment? I'm calling your supervisor. The threat hangs heavy in the air. Both security guards know Derek has influence with their company. Rodriguez reaches for Maya's wheelchair handles. Don't touch me, Maya says firmly, finding her strength again. I can leave on my own. She starts rolling toward the front entrance, dignity intact despite her tears. The crowd parts to let her pass. Some faces show sympathy, others show relief that the situation is ending. Derek calls after her. Next time, try the homeless shelter. They have wheelchair access. The words hit Maya like a physical blow. She stops rolling, her shoulders sagging under the weight of such public cruelty. Mrs. Carter pulls out her own phone. I'm posting about this on social media. This is absolutely disgusting. Derek shrugs. Post whatever you want. I protected my hotel's reputation. Maya reaches the glass doors just as they swing open. The man in the dark suit steps inside, his eyes immediately finding her tear-stained face. Maya? His voice carries authority and concern in equal measure. What happened? Derek doesn't look up from the phone he stole. Sir, we're handling a trespassing situation. Please step aside. The man in the dark suit surveys the scene with sharp, calculating eyes. His gaze moves from Maya's tear-stained face to Derek holding her phone to the security guard standing awkwardly nearby. The lobby's tension is thick enough to cut. I asked what happened. He repeats, his voice carrying a quiet authority that makes everyone pause. Derek barely glances up. Sir, this doesn't concern you. We're removing a trespasser. Please move along. Maya rolls her wheelchair toward her father. Dad, he took my phone. He says I don't belong here. He called security to throw me out. The word dad hits Derek like a slap. His eyes snap up to study the man more carefully. Expensive suit, confident posture. But Derek has dealt with angry parents before. Rich or poor, they all back down when faced with hotel policy. Look, mister. Derek pauses, waiting for a name. Williams, Maya's father says quietly. James Williams. Derek doesn't recognize the name. Why should he? Mr. Williams, I understand you're upset. But your daughter was disrupting our guests. This is a 5-star establishment. We have standards. James Williams steps closer. Several guests recognize something in his bearing. Mrs. Carter pulls out her phone, zooming in on his face. A businessman whispers to his companion. A woman near the elevator gasps softly. Standards, James repeats slowly. Tell me about these standards. Derek's confidence grows. The man might be well-dressed, but he's still just another angry parent. We cater to a specific clientele, distinguished guests who expect a certain atmosphere. Your daughter doesn't fit that profile. Because she's in a wheelchair? Because she's... Derek catches himself before saying the quiet part out loud. Because she was causing a disturbance. Sarah steps forward from behind the reception desk. Her voice shakes slightly. Mr. Harrison, she wasn't causing any disturbance. She just asked about her reservation. Derek whirls on her. Sarah, I warned you. Stay out of this or find another job. The threat silences her, but her eyes show clear disagreement with everything happening. James Williams notices the exchange. His jaw tightens almost imperceptibly. What exactly did my daughter do that required security? She refused to leave when asked. She presented false documentation. She became argumentative and disruptive. Each lie builds on the last. Derek has perfected this narrative over years of practice. Blame the victim, claim disruption, assert authority. It works on corporate inspectors. It should work on one angry father. Officer Rodriguez shifts uncomfortably. Sir, for the record, she was very polite. She never raised her voice until... Until what? James asks. Until Mr. Harrison took her phone. Derek's face reddens. I confiscated potential evidence of fraud. That's my right as hotel manager. Give her the phone back, James says quietly. I don't think so. Not until the police arrive to check if it's stolen. The accusation lands like a bomb. Stolen. The word echoes through the lobby. Several guests gasp. Maya's eyes fill with fresh tears. "You think my phone is stolen?" Maya whispers. Derek shrugs. "People like you don't usually have the latest iPhone." The racism is naked now, undeniable. Mrs. Carter starts recording openly. The businessman shakes his head in disgust. Even Officer Martinez looks appalled. James Williams's expression doesn't change, but something dangerous flickers in his eyes. "People like her?" "You know what I mean." Derek doubles down. "This isn't the first time we've had this problem. They come in here with fake reservations, stolen credit cards, trying to get something for nothing. Derek realizes he's said too much, but he's too deep to back down now. "Look, I'm not racist. I'm just practical. Statistics don't lie." A new voice cuts through the tension. "Excuse me?" A woman in her 50s approaches from the restaurant entrance. She wears a hotel name tag, Margaret Thompson, assistant manager. "Derek, what's happening here? The restaurant staff can hear shouting." Derek's relief is visible. Margaret will back him up. She understands the importance of maintaining standards. "Margaret, perfect timing. I'm handling a trespassing situation. This woman and her father are refusing to accept that they don't have a valid reservation." Margaret looks confused. "Williams' party? Table for two at 7? Derek's confidence falters slightly. "Yes, but obviously it's fraudulent." Margaret pulls out her tablet, scrolling through reservations. "Actually, Derek, I took this reservation myself yesterday. Mr. Williams called personally, very polite, asked specifically for our best table." The lobby goes dead silent. Derek's face drains of color. "That's impossible," he stammers. "You must be mistaken." "I'm not mistaken." Margaret's voice grows firmer. "The reservation is legitimate. Prepaid, actually. Premium table with wheelchair accessibility requested." Derek snatches the tablet from her hands. His eyes scan the screen desperately, looking for some mistake, some justification for his actions. "This doesn't change anything," he says finally. "The reservation might be real, but they're still not our type of clientele." Margaret stares at him in horror. "Derek, what are you saying?" "I'm saying we have the right to refuse service to anyone, and I'm refusing service to them." The words hang in the air like poison. Several guests start moving toward the exits, clearly disgusted. Mrs. Carter's recording goes live on social media in real time. James Williams pulls out his own phone. Not to call for help, not to argue. He simply checks something on the screen, then looks back at Derek with an expression that makes the hotel manager suddenly nervous. "Mr. Harrison?" James says quietly. "Do you know who I am?" Derek's bravado wavers. There's something in the man's tone, something that suggests this question is more important than it seems. "You're Maya's father," Derek answers uncertainly. "Yes, and what else?" Derek's eyes dart around the lobby. More guests are paying attention now. Mrs. Carter has her phone trained on them. The businessman is also recording. Margaret looks puzzled and concerned. I mean, Derek's confidence crumbles. "Should I know you?" Maya wipes her tears and looks up at her father. For the first time since this ordeal began, she smiles slightly. "Dad," she says loudly enough for everyone to hear, "maybe you should introduce yourself properly." The suggestion carries weight, authority, like she knows something the rest of them don't. Derek's hand starts shaking slightly as he holds Maya's phone. "I don't understand what game you're playing." "No game," James Williams says. He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a small leather folder. "Just proper introductions." He opens the folder, revealing an official ID badge. The gold lettering catches the lobby's crystal chandelier light. Derek squints at the badge, trying to read it from a distance. His face goes from red to pale to green in rapid succession. "Oh my God," Mrs. Carter whispers, her phone still recording. "Do you know who that is?" The businessman moves closer, reading over Derek's shoulder. His expression shifts to pure shock. "Derek," Margaret says slowly, "I think you need to see this." But Derek's already seen enough. The badge is clear. The title is unmistakable. The photograph matches the man standing in front of him. "Mayor James Williams, City of Riverside." Derek's legs nearly give out. The stolen phone slips from his numb fingers, clattering to the marble floor. Maya quickly retrieves it, her relief evident. The lobby erupts in whispers. Phones appear everywhere as guests realize they're witnessing something extraordinary. The hotel manager, who just spent 20 minutes humiliating a black teenager in a wheelchair, has just discovered that her father is the mayor of the city. Derek's mouth opens and closes like a fish out of water. No words come. Mayor Williams slides the badge back into his pocket. His expression remains calm, controlled, but the danger in his eyes is unmistakable. "Now then," he says quietly, "shall we discuss your customer service policies?" The silence in the lobby is deafening. Derek Harrison stands frozen, his face cycling through every shade of terror as the reality crashes down on him. He just spent 20 minutes publicly humiliating the mayor's daughter. On camera, with dozens of witnesses. Mayor James Williams doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. Authority radiates from him like heat from a furnace. "Mr. Harrison, I believe you have something that belongs to my daughter." Derek looks down at his empty hands, confused. The phone. He dropped Maya's phone. She already picked it up. What else? "An apology," Mayor Williams clarifies. "A public apology for the disgraceful treatment she endured in your establishment." Derek's mouth moves, but no sound emerges. Sweat beads on his forehead despite the lobby's perfect air conditioning. Around them, guests pull out phones faster than security at a concert. Everyone wants to capture what happens next. I didn't know," Derek finally stammers. "Didn't know what?" The mayor's voice cuts like steel. "That she was my daughter? Or that she deserved basic human dignity regardless of who her father is?" The question hangs in the air like a sword. Derek realizes any answer will damn him further. His 15 years of customer service excellence crumble into dust. Mrs. Carter holds her phone higher, making sure she captures every moment. Her live stream already has thousands of viewers. Comments pour in faster than she can read them. "Oh my God," and "Karma," and "Get him" scroll past in a blur. "Your Honor," Derek tries again, using the wrong title in his panic. "If I had known you were the mayor, you would have treated my daughter differently?" Mayor Williams interrupts. "Because of my position, not because it was the right thing to do?" Derek's trapped. Every word makes it worse. Margaret Thompson, the assistant manager, steps back from him like he's radioactive. Other hotel staff emerge from behind pillars and doorways, drawn by the commotion. "Derek," Margaret whispers urgently, "stop talking, just apologize." But Derek's panic overrides common sense. His survival instincts kick in, but they're broken, malfunctioning. "This is all a misunderstanding. I was protecting the hotel's reputation. We get a lot of people trying to scam us. Street clothes, wheelchairs, fake reservations." You thought what?" Maya speaks for the first time since her father's arrival. Her voice is steady now, strengthened by the presence of justice. "You thought because I'm black and in a wheelchair I must be a criminal?" The directness of her question stuns the lobby into even deeper silence. A woman near the elevator gasps audibly. A businessman shakes his head in disgust. Derek's face crumbles as he realizes his thoughts are being spoken aloud for the world to hear. I never said." Derek's denials sound hollow even to himself. "I treat everyone equally. Ask anyone." Sarah Martinez finally finds her voice. "No, you don't." Her words carry 15 months of suppressed frustration. "Last month, you made Judge Peterson show ID 3 times. 3 weeks ago, you questioned Dr. Williams's credit card. 2 weeks ago, you called security on that black family with the crying baby." Derek whirls on her with pure venom. "Sarah, you're telling the truth," Sarah interrupts, stronger now. "Derek has a pattern. He always finds reasons to question black guests. Always." The admission hits the lobby like a bomb. Guests exchange shocked glances. Phones record everything. Margaret Thompson stares at Derek in horror. Mayor Williams pulls out his own phone, not to make a call, to show Derek something on the screen. His movements are deliberate, measured, terrifying in their calm precision. "Mr. Harrison, do you know what this is?" Derek squints at the screen, terrified of what new evidence of his destruction might appear. The screen shows an official city website. It's the city's business license database. Every establishment in Riverside needs these licenses to operate. Hotels especially need multiple permits: health department, fire safety, accessibility compliance, anti-discrimination certification. The blood drains from Derek's face completely. He understands where this is going. The Riverside Hotel operates on dozens of city permits. Without them, the doors close immediately. Now, the mayor continues, his voice dropping to barely above a whisper, when I receive reports of disability discrimination at a local business, I'm required by law to investigate. The city attorney insists on it, especially when there's video evidence. Derek's knees actually wobble. His hand grabs the reception desk for support. Around the lobby, guests watch his public execution with fascination. Your Honor, please, Derek begs, forgetting again that mayors aren't called Your Honor. This was a mistake, a terrible mistake. I was having a bad day, corporate pressure, guest complaints. I'm not normally like this. Aren't you? Mayor Williams asks quietly. Sarah seems to think otherwise. Derek turns on Sarah with desperate fury. She's lying. She's been trying to get my job for months. This is revenge for her bad performance review. Sarah's jaw drops at the lie. My performance review was excellent. You marked me down because I helped that elderly black woman find the bathroom last month. That's not true. You said helping those people encourages them to think they belong here. The words hit the lobby like napalm. Several guests make sounds of disgust. Mrs. Carter's live stream viewer count jumps to 50,000 people. Margaret Thompson pulls out her own phone, dialing with shaking fingers. I'm calling corporate headquarters. They need to know about this immediately. Margaret, don't, Derek pleads, reaching for her phone. We can handle this internally. Write him up. Sensitivity training, whatever you want. Handle what, internally? Margaret's voice rises with anger she's been suppressing for years. The systematic harassment of minority guests, the illegal seizure of personal property, the public humiliation of a disabled teenager. Derek, you just destroyed our hotel's reputation on live television. Each accusation hits Derek like a physical blow. He realizes his 15-year career is evaporating in real time, broadcast to the world. Officer Rodriguez speaks up from where he's been watching. Sir, I need to ask you to return the young lady's phone. I already did. She picked it up. You took it without permission. That's theft. Derek's world tilts. Not only is he facing unemployment and public humiliation, but possible criminal charges. Officer, please, I was just trying to verify. You had no legal right to take her property, Rodriguez continues. I should file a report. Mayor Williams raises a hand slightly. Officer, let's focus on the bigger picture for now. He addresses the crowd of guests, many still recording on their phones. His voice carries the authority of someone used to speaking to the public. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize that you had to witness this shameful display. No one should be subjected to such treatment in our city, especially not in an establishment that represents Riverside to visitors from around the world. The crowd murmurs agreement. Several guests approach Maya to offer their support and contact information as witnesses. A businessman hands her his card. I'm an attorney. If you need a witness statement, call me. Mrs. Carter stops recording long enough to speak. Mr. Mayor, this video already has 75,000 views. People are sharing it everywhere. #Justice for Maya is trending. Derek makes a sound like a wounded animal. His public humiliation of Maya is now his own public destruction, broadcast live to a growing global audience. Maya rolls her wheelchair closer to Derek. He cringes, expecting further condemnation. Instead, she speaks with quiet dignity that makes the adults around her seem small by comparison. Mr. Harrison, you said I don't belong in places like this, but places like this exist to serve all people. That's what makes them truly special. Not who they exclude, but how they welcome everyone with dignity. Derek stares at her, amazed that she's offering wisdom instead of revenge. Her grace makes his cruelty look even more pathetic. Margaret's phone call connects. The ringtone echoes through the speaker she accidentally activated. Riverside Hotel corporate offices. This is Patricia King, Regional Director. Patricia, this is Margaret Thompson, Assistant Manager at the Riverside. I need to report a serious incident involving discrimination and potential legal liability. Derek lunges for the phone. Margaret, hang up! We can fix this! Sir, step back, Officer Martinez warns, his hand moving to his radio. Put me on speaker, Mayor Williams requests calmly. Margaret complies, her hands shaking slightly. This is Mayor James Williams of Riverside. Your hotel manager just spent 20 minutes publicly degrading my 16-year-old daughter because she uses a wheelchair and happens to be black. The silence from the phone is deafening. Then Patricia King's voice returns, sharp with alarm. Mr. Mayor, this is absolutely unacceptable. Please accept my sincerest apologies on behalf of our entire organization. Can you hold for one moment while I conference in our legal team? Of course. The hold music plays classical piano, absurdly peaceful given the chaos unfolding in the lobby. Derek stares at the phone like it's a bomb about to explode. 30 seconds feel like 30 hours. When Patricia King returns, her voice is crisp and decisive. Mr. Mayor, I've reviewed our policies with our legal team and senior management. Mr. Harrison's employment is terminated effective immediately. Ms. Thompson, you're now the acting general manager. Please cooperate fully with any investigation the city deems necessary. Derek's face goes completely white. His legs give out slightly, forcing him to lean against the marble counter. Patricia, please, he gasps into the phone. 15 years of service, excellent reviews. This is one incident, one bad day. I'll do sensitivity training, anger management, whatever you want. Mr. Harrison. Patricia's voice cuts through the speaker like a blade. One incident of recorded disability and racial discrimination is one too many. Our company has zero tolerance for this behavior. Security will escort you from the premises immediately. Do not return to any of our properties, ever. The finality in her voice echoes through the lobby like a death sentence. Derek's career is over. His reputation is destroyed. His future in hospitality is finished. The security guards who Derek called to remove Maya now step toward him instead. The irony isn't lost on anyone present. Sir, Officer Rodriguez says gently, we need you to collect your personal items from your office and leave the premises. Derek looks around the lobby desperately, seeking some ally or escape route. He finds only faces filled with disgust, phones recording his downfall, and the quiet dignity of the teenager he tried to destroy. Maya speaks one final time, her voice carrying wisdom far beyond her 16 years. Mr. Harrison, I hope you learn from this. I hope you become the person you should have been today. It's never too late to change. Her grace in victory overwhelmed several guests to tears. This isn't just justice. It's a masterclass in character, delivered by someone who should be angry but chooses forgiveness instead. Derek stumbles toward the elevator, flanked by security guards. The same elevator he smugly suggested Maya wasn't worthy to use. As the doors close on his career and reputation, he catches one final glimpse of Maya's face, not triumphant, not angry. Just sad for what he chose to become. Mayor Williams turns to his daughter as the elevator disappears from view. Ready for dinner, sweetheart? Maya smiles genuinely for the first time all evening. I've been ready since I walked in here, Dad. The crowd spontaneously breaks into applause, not just for the justice served, but for Maya's incredible strength and grace throughout the ordeal. Margaret Thompson approaches with genuine warmth. Miss Williams, your table is ready, our best table as requested, and dinner tonight is absolutely on the house. It's the least we can do. The hotel lobby slowly returns to normal, though normal will never be the same at the Riverside Hotel. Guests disperse to their rooms and dinner plans, phones still buzzing with notifications as the videos spread across social media platforms worldwide. Margaret Thompson gathers her composure and addresses the remaining crowd with newfound authority. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience during this difficult situation. The Riverside Hotel deeply regrets what transpired here tonight. We are committed to ensuring this never happens again. Her voice carries conviction born from witnessing something that shook her to her core. Margaret has worked in hospitality for 12 years, but she's never seen discrimination this blatant, this cruel. Mayor Williams and Maya make their way toward the restaurant, but not before Maya stops to speak with Sarah Martinez. Thank you for speaking up, Maya says quietly. That took real courage. Sarah's eyes fill with tears. I should have done it sooner. I should have stopped him before tonight. You stopped him when it mattered most, Maya replies. That's what counts. Sarah nods, wiping her eyes. Margaret approaches them both. Sarah, I want you to know that your honesty tonight probably saved this hotel from a much worse fate. Derek's pattern of behavior. If corporate hadn't learned about it now, the lawsuits would have destroyed us. The three women share a moment of understanding. They've witnessed something terrible, but they've also seen justice prevail. In the restaurant, the maitre d' escorts Maya and her father to a prime table overlooking the city skyline. The same table Derek claimed wasn't suitable for wheelchair access. The restaurant staff moves with extra attentiveness, not from pity, but from genuine respect for how Maya handled herself. "Your usual table, Mr. Mayor," the maitre d' says warmly. "And may I say, sir, your daughter showed remarkable grace tonight." Maya blushes slightly. "I just tried to remember what my mom always taught me. When people are cruel, respond with dignity. It reveals who they really are and who you really are." Mayor Williams reaches across the table and squeezes his daughter's hand. "Your mother would be so proud of you tonight." They order dinner and finally relax for the first time all evening, but their story is just beginning to spread beyond the hotel walls. Mrs. Carter's live stream reaches 100,000 viewers before she finally stops recording. Her phone buzzes with interview requests from news stations, civil rights organizations, and disability advocacy groups. "Maya," she calls across the restaurant, "Channel 7 News wants to interview you. Are you interested?" Maya considers for a moment. "Not tonight. Tonight is about celebrating my Harvard acceptance with my dad, but maybe tomorrow." The response shows maturity beyond her years. She understands the power of her story, but she also understands the importance of boundaries. Back in the lobby, Margaret Thompson works with her staff to implement immediate changes. She calls an emergency meeting with all department heads. Effective immediately, we're instituting mandatory sensitivity training for all staff. Real training, not the token sessions we've done before. I want disability advocates involved. I want civil rights experts involved. I want to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. The assistant manager from housekeeping raises her hand. "Margaret, what about guests with accessibility needs? Derek always made us treat those requests like special favors. From now on, accessibility isn't a favor, it's right. Every guest gets the same level of service, period." Margaret's phone rings. Patricia King from corporate headquarters. "Margaret, I've been monitoring the situation online. This story is everywhere. CNN, Fox News, social media influencers. We need to get ahead of this. What do you want me to do?" "I want you to turn this crisis into an opportunity. Make the Riverside Hotel a model for inclusive hospitality. Partner with disability organizations. Create scholarship programs. Show the world that we learned from this mistake." Margaret nods, though Patricia can't see her. "I'll start making calls tonight." "Good. And Margaret? You handled tonight perfectly. The promotion to general manager is permanent." As Margaret hangs up, she realizes that Derek's hatred has inadvertently created positive change. Sometimes the worst moments reveal the best possibilities. Meanwhile, social media explodes with reactions to Mrs. Carter's video. #Justice for Maya trends worldwide. Disability advocates share their own stories. Hotel workers discuss discrimination they've witnessed. But the most powerful responses come from other young people with disabilities. Teenagers in wheelchairs, students with visual impairments, young adults with autism spectrum disorders. They share Maya's video with one word: inspiration. A 17-year-old named Marcus in Atlanta tweets, "If Maya can face that hatred with such grace, I can handle the bullies at my school." A college freshman named Jessica in Portland writes, "Maya just showed me what strength really looks like." The ripple effect spread far beyond one hotel lobby. Maya's dignity in the face of cruelty becomes a rallying cry for anyone who's ever been told they don't belong. At their dinner table, Maya's phone buzzes with notifications, but she keeps it face down. Tonight is about father-daughter time. "Tell me about Harvard," Mayor Williams says, cutting into his steak. "What made you choose pre-law?" Maya smiles. "Tonight, actually. Not this specific incident, but situations like it. I want to be a civil rights attorney. I want to make sure people like Derek can't treat others the way he treated me." "You know," her father says thoughtfully, "what happened tonight was terrible, but your response was beautiful. You showed more maturity than most adults I work with." "I learned it from watching you, Dad. You could have used your power to destroy Derek completely. Instead, you let the consequences fit the actions. It's true. Mayor Williams could have threatened business licenses immediately. He could have called city inspectors. He could have made Derek's life much worse. Instead, he let Derek's own words condemn him." The restaurant manager approaches their table, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes. "Excuse me, Miss Williams, I'm Jennifer, the restaurant manager. I wanted to personally apologize for what happened tonight and to tell you that your table will always be waiting for you here. Maya thanks her graciously, and Jennifer continues. I also wanted you to know that 3 of our staff members approached me after witnessing the lobby incident. They volunteered to take additional disability awareness training on their own time. You've inspired real change tonight. As dinner winds down, Maya reflects on the evening's events. She came here to celebrate her Harvard acceptance. She leaves as an unintentional civil rights advocate. Dad, she says as they prepare to leave, do you think Derek will actually learn from this? Mayor Williams considers the question carefully. I hope so, sweetheart. People can change if they want to. The question is whether he'll choose growth or bitterness. They wheel and walk out of the restaurant together, past the lobby where everything changed, past the reception desk where Sarah Martinez now assists guests with genuine warmth, past the spot where hate met its match in dignity. Outside, the valet brings their car around. The same valet who witnessed Derek's cruelty earlier now opens Maya's door with obvious respect. Have a wonderful evening, Miss Williams. Congratulations on Harvard. Maya smiles. Thank you. It's been quite a night. 6 months later, Maya Williams sits in her Harvard dorm room, video calling her father. Behind her, acceptance letters from civil rights organizations cover her bulletin board. Internship offers, speaking invitations, scholarship notifications. Dad, you'll never guess what happened today, she says, adjusting her laptop camera. Tell me, sweetheart. I got a letter from Derek Harrison. Mayor Williams raises an eyebrow. Really? What did he say? Maya holds up a handwritten note. He's been attending sensitivity training, volunteering at a disability advocacy center. He says watching the video of that night was the first time he saw himself clearly. He wants to apologize in person when I'm ready. Are you ready? Maya considers the question. Not yet, but maybe someday. People can change if they really want to. The conversation reminds us that Maya's story didn't end in the hotel lobby. It began there. Derek Harrison lost his job, his reputation, and his comfortable assumptions about the world. But he gained something more valuable, the opportunity to become a better person. The choice between bitterness and growth remains his to make. The Riverside Hotel transformed completely under Margaret Thompson's leadership. They partnered with 3 disability organizations. They hired accessibility consultants. They created internship programs for students with disabilities. The hotel that once excluded now leads by example. Sarah Martinez was promoted to assistant manager. She uses her position to mentor other young employees, teaching them that speaking up for others isn't just right, it's necessary. Mrs. Carter's video sparked a nationwide conversation about hidden discrimination. Hotels, restaurants, and businesses across the country implemented new policies. Corporate executives watched Maya's grace under pressure and realized that inclusion isn't just moral, it's profitable. But Maya's impact extends far beyond policy changes. Teenagers with disabilities share her story in school presentations. Parents show the video to their children as an example of dignity under pressure. College students studying social justice analyze Maya's responses as a masterclass in advocacy. Marcus, the 17-year-old from Atlanta who tweeted about Maya's inspiration, started a disability awareness club at his high school. Maya showed me that strength isn't about fighting back with anger, he explains to new members. It's about standing firm in your worth while others lose theirs. Jessica, the college freshman from Portland, changed her major to disability law after watching Maya's video. I want to be like her, she tells her advisor, someone who changes the world not through hatred but through grace. The ripple effects continue spreading. Maya's story teaches us that dignity is a choice we make, not a privilege others grant us. When faced with hatred, we can respond with grace. When confronted with ignorance, we can choose education over anger. When given the chance for revenge, we can select justice instead. Derek Harrison's cruel words revealed his character. Maya's graceful response revealed hers. In that hotel lobby, we witnessed both the worst and best of humanity within minutes of each other. The real lesson isn't that bad people get punished. It's that good people inspire change. Maya didn't set out to become a civil rights advocate that night. She just wanted dinner with her father. But when hatred confronted her, she chose dignity. When power was revealed, she chose mercy. That choice transformed not just her own life, but countless others. Every day, people with disabilities face discrimination. Every day, minority families encounter prejudice. Every day, someone decides that others don't belong in their space. Maya's story reminds us that dignity is always the right response. But dignity without action isn't enough. Change requires allies. People like Sarah, who found her voice when it mattered. People like Margaret, who transformed crisis into opportunity. People like the guests who recorded the incident and shared it with the world. Maya couldn't have fought Derek's discrimination alone. Justice requires a community of people willing to stand up and say, "This is wrong." The question is, what will you do when you witness injustice? Will you be like the guests who looked away uncomfortably? Or will you be like Sarah, who found courage to speak truth to power? Will you be like Derek, blinded by prejudice? Or will you be like Maya, responding to hatred with grace? The next time you see someone being treated unfairly because of their race, their disability, their appearance, or their circumstances, remember Maya Williams. Remember that your voice matters. Your actions count. Your choice to stand up or stay silent will define not just that moment, but who you are as a person. Maya's story started with cruel words in a hotel lobby. It continues every time someone chooses inclusion over exclusion, dignity over prejudice, courage over silence. What will your story be? Have you ever witnessed discrimination and wondered what you should do? Share this story if you believe everyone deserves dignity. Comment below with your thoughts on how we can create more inclusive spaces. And subscribe to Black Tales Stories for more stories that remind us of our shared humanity. Because in the end, we all belong. We just need to act like it.